All right, what's up everybody? Ogwedi Chris, and welcome back to the place where we help you fix your wallet faster than even the way your ex fix their life after they have left you. Today we are diving into the juicy secrets about wealth creation, not those TikTok scams that tell you DM for sure bet. Today we are taking real steps, real talk, and with me is the queen of money, moves, and herself, Coach Catherine Mundia. Coach, welcome back. Is it true wealth starts in the mind or in the M-Pesa? Tuanzie hapo.
Wow, guys, you're welcome to another exciting episode. This is where we talk with the easiest language that you can understand, or easiest terms. We talk about matters finance, we talk about matters circles, and we also talk about matters mentorship. Yeah, I can say I've learned a lot through my journey. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I feel I should not allow somebody else to make mistakes if one can be able to avoid making mistake in life in terms of investment, making wrong decisions. So that's why I have the passion to keep talking about finance.
Yes. All right, maybe just as the way you started, is it true that wealth starts in the mind or in the M-Pesa?
I think it starts in the mind. You must always see possibilities.
Okay.
Yeah, that you can be able to do something.
Now that you have started, you are not starting anyway. What is the difference between earned and passive income? And can I make passive income without first getting tired, maybe like a donkey,
Okay, when we talk about the wealth creation journey, we say you must have an income, and this income can either be earned
or passive.
When we talk about earned income, this is what you are earning from the work you are doing. If you are employed, you get a salary. If you're in business, there's some money you get from your business. That is
it's still your salary. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that just talking of business, maybe in business you also just have to pay yourself.
Yeah, it is always important. When you are paying other people, you should also be in that payroll.
Okay.
Otherwise you'll end up just
messing up with almost the profit.
Or working for free. Yeah, so it's good you also pay yourself from the business. That is the earned income. The passive income mostly comes from your investments. Yeah. For example, if you've invested in stocks, you'll be able to earn dividends.
Okay.
Yeah. If you've invested in real estate, when you have tenants, for example, you get rent. This is money that even if you never woke up, you'll still get it. Yeah, that is what we refer to as passive. Money is working for you in another way.
Is it possible to become wealthy probably with maybe earned income, or passive income is the real boss?
When you earn, make sure you invest this money.
Okay.
Yeah. And in assets that will be giving you that passive income, or which will be giving you cash flow.
Okay, can you give us maybe some of the examples of the passive income? And maybe talking of this, I don't mean marrying somebody who is rich. Just maybe the examples that you know about how ways, or maybe some of them.
You see, even if you are investing in government security, when you earn that interest, that is passive, because you're not involved in the day-to-day production of this interest. Yeah. So that is passive. When you buy shares or stocks, they give you dividends. Yeah, that is also passive, because there's nothing you are doing. You only put your money somewhere, and you're earning interest. That is what we call the passive. Even rentals, you're able to get rent on a monthly basis. Yeah.
There are people who say probably that they work hard, and in the working hard, maybe they are still broke. Do you think it's because they don't have passive income, or it's because they work hard but they spend that money more hard? That is.
You see, the investment bit is you have to do it with intentionality. You don't expect whether you earn $1 million, as long as you don't put it in the right assets, it will be yours. It will not. You can never be wealthy from. You just consume that money.
I know, and I think in the basics of wealth building or wealth creation, one important thing is about educating yourself. And maybe, why is it important? Why is financial education important? And to our viewers, you're not talking about reading the Instagram quotes that at times pop up, like maybe secure the bag. Why do you think financial education is important?
Financial education is very key. Yeah. For example, the more they say, the more you learn, the more you earn. Yeah. We cannot first say now. Let's give an example of somebody in employment. If you want to earn more, or you need maybe to upgrade yourself, yeah, you go back to school. You can look for a better paying job. Yeah. The other thing is, why you need to learn is you will know maybe what avenues to invest in, and also to avoid the mistakes that people who are not knowledgeable make. So that is the main reason. You know which assets to invest in. Avoid losing money. If there's something Buffett says that you should always avoid losing money, and you can
Warren Buffett.
Yeah, Warren Buffett. You can only avoid losing money if you learn, you keep learning, and it's a day-to-day thing. You don't stop learning until the day you're put down. Maybe
to Kenyans, or maybe to the East Africans, or even the Africa at large, what are the best ways to educate yourself about money, and without paying? You see, there are some webinars that somebody tells you pay 50,000, but then you realize that there are 0 slides.
Okay, this is one of them. This is an avenue where we are teaching you. Yeah, so in fact, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. We also have so many people doing the same thing. We have mentors, we have coaches, we have books. The information is readily available. There are podcasts, all these things are there.
Any free or affordable resource you could recommend? Any book, podcast, pages, and maybe let me start by recommending this one. This is one of the free recommendations that probably she could give, but allow me give it. This is one of the resources we are doing. Should I call it a podcast? But we call it a show. So stay tuned always. Now must subscribe. If you have not subscribed, this is another reason for you to stay subscribed. And maybe any others that you can recommend.
When you search, you'll find them. They are all over.
And maybe let me also recommend for you one. Somebody called Luke Belma is another powerhouse about financial education. YouTube. And also somebody called Simon Squibb. Thank you so much.
If you Google this information, it will just keep popping up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Another basic about wealth creation or wealth building is tracking your money. All right. Why do so many people go broke and say money just disappeared? Did money grow legs, or were the vibes too expensive?
When we talk about tracking money, like I always say, is tell your money where it should go. Yeah. And the tool that you use to do this is just the budgeting tool, where you use a 50, 30, 20 rule.
50, 30, 20 rule.
Yes. In this rule, 50% of your income caters for your expenses. Yeah. 30% caters for things that you can do without. They are called the wants. But you
said the 20% is
30. Then 20%. This is the money which you save.
Okay.
Or in another way, another language is like, this is the money you pay yourself. Yeah.
Okay. How can someone start tracking their money, even if they earn daily probably or irregular income?
You need just to be listing down on what you do with your money. Yeah, first on a daily basis, then on a weekly basis, you can know where your money went, then on a monthly basis.
And I think that one becomes very, very important and critical, because you get to a point, you realize that when you now later, after maybe spending some money, you realize that you cannot account for this money. At times I sit down, maybe I had some money in my M-Pesa. You later realize, okay, 200 cents somewhere, 50 bob somewhere, 20 bob. At the end of the day, you realize that you've really used a lot of money that you cannot account for.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that one about tracking your money, it is so much of importance.
Yeah, I would say it's one of the basics, because until you realize that your money just goes, you just keep spending, at the end of the day you'll be left with nothing. What
are some of these tools that you think, okay, you see, tools that you can recommend maybe that can help you in tracking your money? Or should we go back to the old model of maybe just a notebook and a pen?
You can use a notebook, you can do it on an Excel sheet, whichever will be ideal for you.
Okay. Guys, a reminder, we're talking about the basics of wealth building or wealth creation. And up to this point, I believe you're learning. And maybe it's time, at least, when you get to me, when you meet our videos, you need to have a book and a pen. And just sit down, craft these notes, because we are just dispensing knowledge. So up to this point, let's talk of another basic. That is the assets and the liabilities. Okay?
Yes.
Break it down for us, like, we are 5 years old. What's an asset and what's a liability?
Okay, in simplest terms, I would say an asset is something that puts money in your pocket.
Okay.
Yeah. While a liability is something that removes money from your pocket. Yeah. You must, when you know the difference, you will know where to invest in. Invest in something that puts money in your pocket. Okay. Yeah. That is what an asset is. Yeah. The opposite is the liability. The liability removes money from your pocket.
I heard somebody once saying that his car is an asset. And to be honest, the car in your petrol like a buffet, you know. So, is it really an asset or a hungry liability?
A car is a liability, but it can be an asset in a way that, for example, if you're
speaking,
if you're in business of, let's say, a hardware, you need a pickup or you need a lorry because it is facilitating your business. So if you looked at it on that way, I think it will be an asset.
I think even a Mercedes or a Range Rover can also be an asset in some way. Because how about when I use it to make money?
If you're making money, why not? If you're putting money,
so it is an asset.
You're putting money in your pocket. It all depends. How are you using? What are you using?
Okay. Do you know why I'm saying this? Someday there is a gig that I was supposed to maybe to get. So I put up in a Toyota Vitz. You see, basically it was a Uber, not my car. And so these guys were having one was having a V8, and somebody also was having a S-Class, that is a Mercedes S400, I think. So when I showed up, I thought they were probably waiting me in the guest kwa hoteli penye tulikuwa tunaenda. Unfortunately, they were also at the parking. So when I approached, I was alighting from a Toyota Vitz. So these people, they were like, I think maybe someday, I don't know whether I've always shared this story. So these people, they were like, how are you going to trust you with a deposit of 700,000 and you show up in a Uber? So I felt like, how about if I had maybe a car Mercedes, then somehow these people were like, this is somebody respectful because you're running with a car maybe worth 4 million and stuff. So it is not a big deal trusting you. So at times I feel like car becomes an asset for some time.
You see, that is, I think that's the image. It was for purposes of image But sometimes it can be deceiving, because who says even that V8, maybe you've hired it. I think what they should look at is the competence. Yeah, they should be more, they should consider more other factors more than the image.
Why do you think people end up buying liabilities thinking they are growing rich? Like that 80K of asset you bought while renting a bed sitter, you know?
Of course, sometimes you are keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah, you want to be seen. Yeah, you want others to see you. Yeah, you care what people say, you care about what people think, but those should be the lists
that you will consider. Okay?
Yeah, that you consider.
Let's talk. I think in the previous video we talked, which is also another basic point about wealth creation. We talked about how to get out of debt and also how to manage debt wisely. And also one of the basics about wealth creation is coming out of debt. So, Coach, can you really build wealth while in debt? Or is that one like trying to swim while holding a fridge?
Debt is draining. Yeah, but there are debts which are very expensive. Yeah, so you consider the costs you are paying on a debt. Yeah. Otherwise, if a debt is affordable, I think you can still use it to grow your wealth. Yeah.
Like maybe debts from circles, you know.
Yeah. To me, those ones they are manageable. The interest rate is 12%. It's on a reducing balance. I think that's why I advocate for the circle.
What is the mindset somebody needs to have or gets seriously about leaving debt behind?
If you don't want, there's something we talk about, delaying gratification. Yeah. When you delay gratification, at least you don't care about maybe how people see you. You can afford time to build your wealth through the saving and investment avenues. Okay. Yeah.
Is there something like a good debt? Probably, I know you will say yes, but then when it comes to banks, do you think this is a term that mostly banks use to trap us? Because while talking of banks, you realize that at times their interest rates on these debts or these loans are way so much expensive. So do you think there's something like good debt when we are talking specifically about banks? For circles, I know it's a good debt.
If they're able to give you interest which is
reasonable,
yeah, below 12, it can be reasonable, which I doubt. Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk taking risks, and mainly this is always under investment, because I think when was it? I think when I was in class 7. Back then, which year was this? I remember I've always been passionate about wealth creation. I've always been passionate about success, about getting rich. So I was asking, how can somebody get rich? And in my research, I think it was the last point or the 7th point was taking risks. Okay. So wealth building involves investing, but how do we know when it is time to take a risk and when to run for our lives?
We talked of the issue of learning or educating yourself. Yeah, that one is key. When you are investing, for example, we can give an example of you're buying stocks. Yeah, sometimes you'll find stocks going lowest. So are you able to wait? Yeah, because when it comes to investment, you have to look at it long term. Any good investment has to be long term, from 15 years going onwards. Yeah, but there are people who cannot just handle the fluctuations in the market. So that is what we are calling the risk. But if you've invested long term, you should be ready to go all the way, even if it's up to 30 years for you to realize good returns. Yeah.
Many people, you realize that many people fear investing because of probably scams that they hear. what should someone look out for before maybe going for investing?
Short-term gains, which are or abnormal returns. That one is it's somewhere to just to take off. That is something that you need to take off. Or the quick money schemes, they promise you very big returns within a very short time. So you should wonder, where are these people also investing?
Okay.
Yeah, to be able to give you that kind of return, where have they invested that money? Yeah, so those are some of the things that you need to consider. Look also at the history of, even if let's say you're buying stocks, look at how the listed companies are also performing in the market. For example, the banks. You know the banks which are doing well. You know the companies that are doing well. It's good that you invest in such stocks. Yeah.
Tell me, do you think investing is maybe forex trading? Is it an investment?
I think that one is for unless you really know how to trade. For example, online. We leave it to those experts.
Okay. Kuna hii mbogi yangu that there probably maybe somebody has got maybe 1,000 to maybe between to 5,000. Where can they start investing from, or should they just get to buy airtime and call it a loss?
First, put it in money market. Yeah, you accumulate it up to a certain amount that can help you maybe acquire an asset. Yeah, or put it in a circle. With time, you'll be able to borrow an amount that can be able to also assist you acquire an asset.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk of delayed gratification. And I think this one really hits hard. Why is delayed gratification so hard in our generation today? Is it because of Instagram? Is it because of the Nairobi nightlife? Is it soft life? Is it the soft life syndrome?
I would say it's competition, or you're comparing yourself with people who are on social media. Yeah.
Okay. How do you develop the muscles to say no today so you can say yes tomorrow?
It is possible. It is, if there's something that you need in life, is the word no, or yes. Say
it
no.
becomes so important.
Yes. Know when to say yes and know when to say no. Yeah.
Okay. Can you give us maybe a real life example of someone who delayed gratification and won big?
Yeah, I've seen people who've delayed gratification. Yeah. They've been very patient. You know, you delay gratification by living within your means. Yeah. There are those people who want to start life in the up market. Yeah. You want to rent a house of 100,000, 200,000, and when you lose a job, you cannot sustain that kind of lifestyle.
Sure.
So when you delay gratification, start or live within your means. If you can comfortably afford rent of 20,000, start with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Build your assets. They will really give you freedom when the right time comes. Yes.
So guys, up to this point, we have talked about the basics of wealth creation and wealth building. We have talked about income, which is earned or passive income. We've talked about a strategy where you get to educate yourself. We have talked about tracking your money. We've talked about assets and liabilities, coming out of debt, investing and taking risks, delayed gratification. And maybe up to this point, is there maybe something that a basic that we have not mentioned that is probably that most people are ignoring?
Maybe we can talk about discipline. All these things,
and that is so important,
require discipline. That when you get your money, can you be able to set aside, for example, that money for the 20%, can you be able to set it aside and put it where it is supposed to be put, either in a savings account or in an investment account? Yeah, that is
how important is your circle? Do broke friends keep you broke? And maybe if your friends keep dragging, if your friends keep dragging you to Nyamachoma joints every weekend, is that financial sabotage?
You also have your brains. I think you can make the right decisions. Choose the right company. There are some groups of friends who can really waste you. So it's choose the right friends or people who can help you grow in life.
Okay. Now, as we are wrapping up, Coach, in 60 seconds, what is your final word for someone who is feeling discouraged and broke?
Start right away with whatever you have. Yeah. Building wealth doesn't require, it's a process. So start where you are. If your income increases, also increase your money for investments or the money you are saving. It is appreciate the journey. Yeah, there is no shortcut.
Where can people follow you and learn more, and maybe finally stop borrowing fare?
Okay, you can get me on my Instagram at Mundia_Kate.
Okay.
Or you can get me on 0115 507734. Otherwise, please subscribe, share, like, or comment. Otherwise, thank you for your time, guys.
Thank you so much, and fam, you have learned it, you have been in the school, and so you have get to know that wealth does not come overnight. It is a journey, not unless you win a sport pesa. And so guys, ours is to just ask you, stay tuned for the next episode, and don't forget, if you have learned, don't forget to hit on that like button, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much.